All right, we welcome in the man of the hour right now, Dallas Eakins, joining us from Anaheim. Dallas, congratulations on the new job. What does today mean to you?
Well, it's an extremely humbling day, that's for sure. Obviously excited to get started, and it's just great to stay in this awesome organization with the Anaheim Ducks.
Dallas, congrats. You talked a little bit about familiarity with the roster and the organization during your press conference. How will that familiarity help you heading to training camp and in through the fall?
Well, just relationship-wise, right off the bat, you know, in my last go-around, you walk in and you're starting from scratch, and here I don't have to do that. I'm very familiar with the players. I'm very familiar with my boss and very familiar with the organization. So I feel like I've already hit the ground running.
Dallas, you talk about the familiarity with your boss. What are some of the attributes that perhaps, you know, made him, you made him his #1 choice? What are some of the things that he likes to work on that you have in your resume and pedigree going forward?
Well, the one thing I know about Bob Murray is he is extremely competitive, and he goes about his business a certain way. Our relationship has built over the last 4 years, and he's obviously very familiar with the way I go about my business and how I like to do things. And, you know, going through this process, it's you know, I think interviewing for it was much different for me. I've been interviewing for 4 years. So, again, I go back to we're not starting from scratch here. We're starting with experience.
Dallas, we talk about some coaches who on the second go-around in the NHL have much more success than maybe their first time behind the NHL bench. What did you learn your first 2 seasons in Edmonton, and how has the game kind of changed between that time and this go-around?
Well, the game's always evolving, that's for sure. It seems to get faster and faster and more competitive. It's amazing how tight the NHL is on any given night. And I'm with you. I went in, I was fortunate enough to go in with the Seattle Seahawks a few years ago, and Pete Carroll, who didn't have a great go-around his first time as an NFL head coach, had some very great words for me. And obviously, I've been inspired by Bruce Cassidy and Craig Berube. So, you know, as coaches, that's what you do. You just keep coaching. You keep your head down. You keep swinging. Do your best to serve others. And like I said, I'm just so humbled and honored to be able to serve as the head coach of the Anaheim Ducks.
So, Dallas, you're back behind the bench in an NHL roster once again. You look at your roster. You mentioned how well you know it. They got the core group of veterans who had a lot of success. They got a whole bunch of young guys that you've worked with previously. When you look at this team, the way they're constructed, how do you envision them playing to be successful next year?
Well, it's going to start #1 with playing hard, and you can do that a number of different ways. It can be if you're a physical player, you can play hard with that. You can be hard to play against with your speed, with your skill, with your smarts. And then the second thing is we need to get organized so that once we do get that puck back, we all know where we're going so that we can play fast. Those are going to be 2 words that this team hears a lot, and we want to get competitive as quickly as we can.
Dallas, for some of our viewers that perhaps haven't seen the young players in the Ducks organization, what are some of the names that perhaps, you know, for us NHL fans can look forward to having your lineup in the next few years?
Well, Troy Terry is a real standout for me. Troy you know, came down to San Diego, just did a wonderful job, not only with his production, but learning how to play away from the puck. His journey will be an interesting one to watch. Down the stretch, you know, Sam Steele was just an excellent player for us. Max Comtois was very good as well. Jonesy played a lot of games up here this year, so there's a lot of guys who are really going to compete hard for spots coming into camp.
All right, you told us day 1 of the job, you already hit the ground running. What do the next couple of weeks look like for you? What's on the checklist?
Well, I saw a couple players lurking about here today, and as soon as I get done with you, I'm going to go down and start that process of developing relationships with them. I'm off to the draft tomorrow. I'm sure, as you guys are, we'll be there through the weekend, and then our development camp's right after. So it's going to be a lot of talking, a lot of getting organized, and just starting the process with really nailing down these relationships and trying to get an understanding, especially from our guys that have been around for a while, on what they envision this team to be, and who are we going to be.
All right, well, we know who the head coach is now at this point. Congratulations, Dallas. A big day for you and your family. We'll see you in Vancouver for the draft, and wish you nothing but the best in your second go-around in the NHL.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.